Oh my God, that hurt. Oh, good Lord, that hurt. And it was like a, and now we're going, now we're live streaming. So it was like a sieve of just, ah, cleaned me out though. It cleaned me out. It sure did.
Well, I hear you.
Morning, Vietnam!
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on the Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
Well, all things sports, plus what these guys got going on. John and Dan, thanks for both being here. Dan, we missed you for a week. Rumor has it is because you got very intense in the play practices. It was all dayers from dawn till dusk. How are you sitting on the play you're in?
I've been out so long, I don't even know.
So that was a rumor I started, and that was
a rumor. That was a rumor. Instead, I spent my week in feeling miserable half the time, just locked up in a hotel room in Amsterdam. And that's so yeah. No,
fun.
It was no. The week was good. The sinus infection not so much.
Terrible to get ill when you got to go somewhere. On the other hand, we did have some pretty bad news, Dan, with John and his play, the Full Monty.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understood it all. John, is the Full Monty not going to be Full Monty, or is it just not your Monty?
It's just not my Monty. There'll be six.
You know what?
Other
In some ways, I feel better about that. Just me personally.
Well, I'm glad to help you, Al. Any way I can.
Does that sound better if you know the guy? Is that kind of the thing? It's like, I just.
Well, it's just, you got to look at him in the little picture here every week on Mondays and Fridays, and we're talking about him going Full Monty. I just need it out of my head. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. We're going to keep reminding you of that.
Jesus.
John or not, doesn't matter.
All right. Let's talk some basketball to start, if you guys don't mind. The Wolves did exactly what the Wolves will do for me. A good team shows up Sunday afternoon, cigar in the garage, watching it, and they played the game they're supposed to play to beat the Denver Nuggets. Now, we're 3-1 for the series, so I mean, if this comes down to a tie, we don't have the tiebreaker on it. But it was a darn good game. Either guys get to watch it yesterday or read up on it?
I watched probably about half of it, so yeah, it was good. It was. I was very impressed. Good, John.
Yeah, I read up on it. I was well, Jokic was a monster, but we still managed to win.
Well, yeah, because Murray wasn't. Murray had spots that first quarter. They were up on us 10 or 12. And I'm like, here we go. Okay, they've said it on air, so I'm not stealing it. But when we swapped out our starting lineup and we put a little Nas Reed in that Io guy and Bones Highland, the speed of our team picked up like nobody's business, and it threw them. They said on the TV, Rudy can't guard Jokic on his own. So then you're double teaming and you got this. As soon as we put the speed on there, as long as you're double teaming, now we have speed on the other side. That team, Randall had 14 points, McDaniels 20, DiVincenzo 17, Edwards, of course, 21, Nas Reed 11, Bones had 18, Ahoyo 9. I mean, everybody was that close to double digits. It was it's exactly what Minnesota has to do. And I'm going to have to look to see who they play next. When they play somebody crappy, we won't play that way. What do we got to do, Dan? That's how you play good teams.
Play the same way all the time? I know. We needed special knowledge to come up with that in-depth analysis. But yeah, what it really looked like. It looked like the second team, because the first team, when they came back out, they were a different team.
Yeah. They put a light under their butts. They did. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, we can, it's like, come on, there's no reason why, why we can't play well why we can't, beat these guys. And it's, so yeah. And because you're right. Jokic is still Jokic. He's, you couldn't, you can't stop him. You just try to slow him down a little. That's all you can do. But boy, Murray was not Yeah, I mean, he had a couple of nice plays, but he still was
he didn't
not
dominate
his
like
regular
anything.
self. No,
John, your thoughts? How do you get a team to look at film and say, "See, this is what we can do if you pull your heads out of your backsides and play the game"?
Well, hopefully that's the message Finch is given. You and I talked about it at length on Friday, Al, that there's a mental aspect and Finch isn't finding it. I've defended him in the past because I've said, well, he's not out there on the floor, but some way you are supposed to be beating down these weak teams by 20 or 30 points. And here we are just squeaking by. But then they show up like this.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you criticize a win against Denver? You really can. It was a good win. Solid play.
You brought up Jokic, who you can't talk about him. I'm sorry. He is the best basketball player in the NBA. I don't care what you want to do with Cejas Alexander, whatever his name is. You know what? Because this guy is 7-something tall, can pass on a dime, which big guy, can dribble the ball, can shoot the three, can shoot the lob pass. I'm sorry. I'd take him over the other guy of Oklahoma City any day of the week. Your thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I would say, just remember how much of a phenomenon Magic was when he came up. A 6'9" guard. Oh my God, who can move as well as any guard. Now he doesn't have quite the level of movement as Magic, but he's only a couple of inches taller than Magic was. Than Magic is here, and he's got everything else. He's got he's got the passing. He's got the ball handling. He's got all of that.
John, he's got a dad bod.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes.
One for old people.
I use a little app to check sports scores, right? And it gives summaries of players and stuff. Every statistical category on offense was him.
Yeah.
Points, assists, rebounds. I'm like, the guy's a one-man machine.
That's what I'm saying. And when you want to, see just Alexander, he's probably going to get it because they're Oklahoma City. But I think that's wrong. If you want the best player, he is by far that. All right. What else do I want to bring? Okay, before we go to break, I want to just do the Twins quick because they haven't started yet. Of course, we all know Lopez out with the Tommy John surgery. Ryan, his whole right side is bad. Fessa's out with his elbow. And now Royce Lewis, I don't know, who's left? Literally, there is no one to go watch. Buxton, that's it? You're going to buy a ticket?
They're going to be doing like Invincible with the Eagles, and they're just going to invite guys to come in and try out for the Twins.
Oh, that would be fun. We should all go. Old man tryouts.
You too can play at Target Field.
Well, they do that. Yeah. They do like an old man baseball thing down in Florida. They got a friend of mine went down there and done it a couple of times. Maybe you just bring that group up. Old man baseball with the Twins. What do we do here? And this is me now thinking maybe the Pohleds are brilliant. It sure looks like there's going to be a walkout this year. Don't look at me like that, Dan. There's going to be a walkout this year, right? They're close things down. Sure saves a lot of money on the payroll when there's no one not coming to see your no team. You think who's going to hurt worse, the Twins or L.A.?
And make sure it's clear. It's lockout. So they already know they're going to lock the players. So they know even ahead of time. They just know they're going to lock the players out.
So does that make sense then? Now you're locking out a bunch of nobodies. Even you got to pay their back salary. It's $1.50.
Well, but even even Tom, Tom Pohlad has kind of said that without saying it outright. Yeah. He's kind of said we just have to see what the what the situation, what the landscape looks like after the next CBA. So it's like when the next CBA comes out, and it's like okay, so he's kind of waiting that out.
You guys have been through other lockouts, and it's crushed baseball for a while. It comes back, but I think it really did hurt it. In Minnesota, where we all live, can this Twins base stand a lockout, John? All right, because you're going to find other things to do. They're not playing. There's nobody to draw you back in. This could crush Minnesota baseball. My opinion. Your thoughts?
Well, baseball's arguably been the most successful sport in Minnesota history, right? We got 2 World Series championships. Yep. So there's a core base there that they're never going to lose, no matter how bad they play. And you could argue that Dan and I are part of that base because.
Well, I would argue that, but if they're not playing at all, I mean, okay.
But
Dan, you're
yeah, for the casual fan, the people are kind of going, "What should we do this weekend?" It could hurt. Now, the upside, if there's an upside to a lockout, is that maybe they come back and they make a big splash with some move or something. I don't know. It would depend on the timing of the lockout and a whole host of other factors. But
all right, Dan, your thoughts. Is this crush Minnesota Twins baseball? You don't have a good product to begin with, and then you lock out.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah. I mean, I think it could. It's they've got to move once this whole mess is over. They're gonna need to move fast, and they do not have the experienced leadership anywhere. On the field, in the GM seats, in ownership. They don't have it anyway. And I'm not saying these guys can't do it. It's just saying that's, it doesn't bode well for that. And so not that I want to bring in some sort of, recycled, grizzled old GM or something, but we don't know anything about Jeremy Zoll yet, really. Yeah.
Here's what we got to do. Bring the St. Paul Saints in, let them play there and keep the $2 beers going. We'll fill that place up with prospects that'll be probably playing for us when the lockout's over. Come on, let's fill Target Center. Yeah.
Free haircuts on Friday nights.
That'll work. All right, we got to go to break. We got more to talk about. And we got to talk to Gophers. We'll do that right after this on the Al Travis Show.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS Show.
We've got them, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench. Now, University of Minnesota sports in general, we've kind of completely just lost the fact that the hockey team did not exist this year. Let them be. They're doing the thing. But the team there to root for is this women's basketball team. Someone proved that I'm wrong. Big win yesterday against Illinois, 78-73. They are, I think, ranked 22. John with his hat. Ranked 22. They're going to be number 4 here in the Big Ten, which tells you how big the Big Ten is. That's home matches, right? I mean, don't you get home field? Well, no, they're going to play it's the Big Ten championship, so it's going to be
the Big Ten tournament. Yeah, but they get
it's in Indianapolis. The double bye.
They get a double bye, so they get extra rest.
That's a really bye-bye, they call it. Bye-bye.
So they're not even sure who the first opponent will be because the other teams that are, fighting for a piece of the pie got to play first.
So give me your thoughts on it, John. I mean, is this team not the ticket to watch right now?
They are probably the hottest ticket in town right now, and they're peaking at arguably the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Their performance in this tournament could determine if they get a top 16 seed in the NCAA, which would be huge because then their first 2 rounds would be at home.
Yeah,
they do that unlike the men where they go play at a neutral site.
Yeah,
so
that'd be good. Dan, your thoughts on the women?
I think it's just fun to see, and because this is a town that will get behind college basketball.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's that they can sometimes be the unknown, but boy, when a team is playing well, this town gets behind its tourney basketball teams. That's fun. That's always fun to see. So yeah, I'm very excited about that.
All right, we switch to the other side because I honestly think for a guy like me, I just love hustle. I love defensive basketball. The men's basketball team, big win over UCLA. They're like 6 deep at their best. If no one's got a cold or flu, they've got 6 guys. That's all they've got. And these guys keep winning. I think they really can do something in the NIT, and that'll be fun to watch. But you throw a couple more players from the portal next year, come on, somebody tell me I'm nuts, Dan. This team is, talk about fun to watch. There are 6 guys that I don't even think they have a 3-star among them.
Al, you are excited about the NIT.
That's not me. Wow, way to call a spade there, Dan. You're absolutely right. That is a bunch of we're going to be the best of the losers. Sorry, Dan. Wow, Dan, that hurt a little.
Well, it can't be all sunshine. You can't be all
hold that mirror up to here, mirror up to Al. Let him see his own.
They are what they are. They're okay.
Yeah.
You're right. They have the 6. They have the 6 deep, and they're pretty good. It's just they cannot hold up against the other teams right now.
No. All right, John, don't be so mean to me as Dan did. He's sick. I'm going to give him that. I hope he's on some really bad medicine that he treats. It's the Al Travis show, as we like to call it.
I'll give you a break there, Al. If they do make the NIT, I'll remind you of this broadcast. But, credit to Medved. He is getting everything he can out of these guys. And the fact that they are playing so hard when they're overmatched and sometimes winning, like they did against UCLA, is a real credit to him. How about Durkin? That guy played all 40 minutes of the game.
Yeah, 23 points, yeah.
My God, who does that these days?
Well, no one does these days. You remember being a kid and you could just be outside playing basketball, from 8 in the morning until 8 at night and just never, even go in except for lunch. These kids can do it, but they watch their time because they don't want to ruin anything, but kids can do that. Come on, you're 23 years old in the best shape of your life. Play ball.
Yeah, well, more power to them. And I love the grit. Minnesota, we've learned how to root for underdogs, right?
Yeah.
Especially when an underdog is really playing their heart out like these guys.
I know Dan's got some sarcastic comment about that. As a guy who rides a golf cart and hasn't walked a golf course in years, I probably shouldn't talk much about playing 48 minutes of basketball.
Yeah, I know. We just always talk about the moral victories. These. Now, if they win more, if they win more of these UCLA type games, it's great. But and again, I'm not well, I am trying
Yeah,
to
you
trash
are.
them a little. I'm not trying to completely trash them. They're not a terrible team. They're not.
No.
They're just fine.
They could be some of the best of the second level teams ever.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we'll follow it.
Yeah.
I got to go. We're out of time. Gentlemen, appreciate you being back. Well, Dan, not as much you, but I appreciate you guys coming back on with you and with me. We'll do it again on Friday. They are the guys at the end of the bench on the Al Travis Show.
At LGH Wealth Management, our mission is to create financial empowerment through independent personal